What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. I have been extremely thankful that Elon Musk went to the trouble of spending a bunch of money to buy Twitter. And at first, it was fun to think that it was just because they shut down the Babylon Bee and that he had the money and that, yeah, it was a free speech thing, but he just did it so he could, do some laugh out louds. And then the more we heard Elon talk about the woke mind virus, specifically calling it a mind virus and equating it to a TDS or any other sort of virus that takes over and stops you from thinking rationally. And then the other day, he had this sit down, this interview with Jordan Peterson, and you get the real reason that he bought Twitter. And thank God he did. So let's get into this.
Why are you willing to make this an issue? Do you think?
I mean, well, it
sort of like
happened
the
to one of
nameless
my
issue.
It happened to one of my older boys.
And I should say that this is all after in California, Gavin Newsom passed that bill AB 1, whatever it is, AB 1955, where basically if in school your children come out as transgender, they do not have to inform you of it. And they can also further along your child down that path. So Elon has now moved SpaceX out along with Tesla and X. They're all out of California now, and they're in Texas.
Where I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This was before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. I was told, Xavier might commit suicide if he did.
That was a lie right from the outset. No,
they tell these parents, if they say they have a biological son, they say, "What do you want, a dead son or a living daughter?" And they say it just like that.
No reliable clinician ever believed that. There was never any evidence for that. And also, if there's a higher suicide rate, the reason is because of the underlying depression and anxiety and not because of the gender dysphoria. And every goddamn clinician knows that too. And they're too cowardly.
And those rates actually go up a lot of the time, even when they do these surgeries, because it turns out incredibly mentally unstable people with issues, surgically altering them doesn't always, and filling them with a bunch of hormones that aren't natural to their body, that doesn't turn out all that great either.
Cowardly to come out and say it. Right. And so and then we end up in exactly when I saw that lie start to propagate, it just made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. It's like, I see. So you're telling parents that unless they agree to this radical transformation, that their children are going to die. And you think that's moral and you think that's true.
Well, and they're also just as complicit, and they funnel them right along down the pipeline to the industrial medical complex that, 70 and 80,000 a pop, zipper tits kids, and there's vaginoplasties, and turns them into lifelong medical patients. And if you look into some of the fun little things that they have to deal with the rest of their life, with essentially open wounds and or fake dicks that they've been made out of their own skin, it's not pretty. It is not pretty.
That is so pathological that it's almost incomprehensible. I can't imagine anything worse. I can't imagine a therapist doing anything worse than that, or sitting by idly and remaining silent while his colleagues are doing it. It's pathetic.
Yeah, and again, imagine it's not just the psychology, but also the doctors, the actual doctors.
It's incredibly evil, and I agree with you that people that have been promoting this should go to prison.
It won't stop till that happens.
Yeah,
it'll just go underground. Puberty blockers are being accessed online by kids all the time through non-medical channels. So yeah, It's not going to stop. Yeah. Okay, so I see. So that's
I was tricked into doing this, and it wasn't explained to me that puberty blockers are actually just sterilization drugs.
Puberty blockers, a lot of them are what they give to pedophiles in prison, or and other things where they chemically castrate them. And you can't give puberty blockers to kids in the middle of puberty. It doesn't just stop and start right back up. Those are crucial moments in their development of their body, and it's just you can't stop it and turn it back on again.
Drugs. Anyway, And so I lost my son essentially. So they call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
All right. So the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is. Do not have kids. I got a niece and a nephew, and I can relate and I can try to understand, but
Can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and there's lots of people in that situation now.
Right.
It's not pretty, and lots of demolished kids.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's a good.
I would say, look at the pain in his eyes. Yeah. So I'm very grateful for Elon. I'm sorry that it had to have that horrible thing, but we would be looking at a very different story right now with both the Trump stuff and all the Gamergate stuff. If Twitter had been allowed to push the lies that they have been pushing under the past administration of Twitter before Elon was like, no. Let's get a little balance in here. So I'm very grateful that he did. Say what you want about him. And these days I'm saying nothing but good things. This war of ideology, and it is a war. Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be fought by billionaires. Either the billionaires that want to control us or the billionaires like Elon that at least want some freedom. So we need him on our side. And now you can see why he's such a true believer. The woke mind virus killed his son. Let me know what you think of this. Should have liked, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.